It's the Cowboy and Project Baby podcast with your boy Rob the Car Guy, 2 wheels in the front, 2 wheels in the back, and my man Wholesale Greg.
Yeah! What's up, y'all?
How you doing today, brother? We finally started the podcast. You were late. Fucking ruined my day.
Hey, you know, it's like the rock stars, the movie stars. They always show up late, man.
Yeah, I see that. It's a little worth it. It's a little worth it. It's been an eventful morning. So this episode's called Ignorance is a Bliss, right? And I got to touch on it because I just made a video that went viral about Toyota repos.
Mm-hmm.
And I got all these people in my DMs. Hey, I want to buy a Toyota repo. I want a 2025 Toyota Highlander, all the spec, $3,500.
Right.
And I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
To live in that world.
So I'm getting the same type of stuff, but on a different side, right? Because, you know, I've got the Bicon University. We got the training course. We got the seminar coming up. We're trying to teach dealers, trying to educate dealers. And the conversations that I'm having is really similar. And what I call it is like you say ignorance is bliss. I'm like saying it's almost like false expectations also. Because people think they're just going to get in the car business and they're just going to go to the auction like this and they're just giving away these cars for like half price or less than half price. That's the false expectation. That's the ignorance. That's the thing that I'm having the conversations with every single day with people going, you know, hey, what's your experience? What do you think you're going to do? How do you think you're going to do it? And through these conversations, I'm like, oh my God, like people don't have a clue. And it's the same feedback you're getting from the public, which they think repo, they think auction, they think good deal. And I think that's the transition from these people, because you got people that have never been in the car business, have no car experience, thinking they're just going to get in the car business, thinking they're just going to go to car auctions and they're going to get these great deals. And it's just they're giving away cars at half price. And I think that's the false expectation, like the ignorance of the people that have no clue of what really goes on.
So you know what I think happened with me? I dug myself in a hole, right? So I've created a multi-million-dollar business, right? Now I'm not a millionaire by a long shot, but we're $1 million valuation at this point. And I tell everybody, hey, I really started with $6,000. Me and Steven opened the dealership with $6,000. But the nuances they're missing is I had 14 years of experience. Steven is a millionaire. He has a ton of money backing him. And then I have more friends than a little bit. I know everybody in the auto industry. I pick up the phone and I get a problem solved. These guys don't know day one who you're gonna call. You got nobody to fucking call, man. It's almost impossible to get help. Look, I've been in the game 14 years. I had a problem with a Ford Explorer. I just met you. Prior to you, nobody could fix. I took it to 3 mechanics. What do I do in that situation? I got $5,000 invested. For a guy just starting, that's all he got. What does he do?
Right. So, and here's the thing. I got 20 more years on you. I'm 34 years in, and I'm still learning every day. Now, what is the advantage that I have? What's the advantage you have? It's time. Okay? It's time, it's experience, it's connections, right? Because there's things like, dude, you put me onto that reading the codes in the condition report, how they're hidden.
Yeah.
Like the codes are in a spot where it shows like the GPS or something of the location.
Find my location. It's right there.
Yeah, find my location. How does that make sense?
Like, not at all.
Sometimes I'm thinking, who designs these sites and who puts this stuff together? Like that's a whole nother podcast of like people doing things like that have no idea what they're doing in the car business or an auction business. Like long time ago, Manheim came out with a free DMS, and I tried it, and this thing was like somebody that worked at a Shake Shack or something that was flipping burgers. They're like, hey, why don't you come in and design a DMS that we can give away to all our dealers? Is literally how bad it was. Nobody with car experience did it, right? So, and why I say this is this is how we learn in the business, because there's so many things to learn. You don't have time to learn them all on your own. So you got to start leveraging connections and contacts and people with the answers and the information. Like the big thing for me is because I've always reconditioned cars. That's how I've always made my money. I went through mechanics and mechanics and mechanics and mechanics to get one. Okay, one that's pretty good. Okay, has a lot of experience, well-rounded. Okay, now I got him on my team. Took me years to get to that guy. Then years go by. I find another one, right? And then years and years and years and years go by. Now I find another one. And literally, it's like I don't know what that TV show is where you can like phone a friend or something.
Yeah. Who wants to be a millionaire?
Yeah. So literally, I got this connection, 3 separate mechanics that don't know each other. And it's like, if I have a problem, I call one of them. And if I have to, I'll get the other one on the phone and we'll all put our heads together to solve a problem. Hey, have you ever ran into this? And then literally what I did was created a network with these guys of now I've got a 25-year mechanic that's very well-rounded that's calling me and saying, hey, I got this problem. Can you check with your guy and see if he's ever had that problem? And so we're all working together. And this is how I've solved so many of these problems. But the thing to your point is, this is years. So you got me, I've got 34 years. Those mechanics had 20, 25, 30, 35 years between them. So between all of us, you're talking like 120 years experience that we're all trying to leverage together to solve problems. So imagine you getting in the business brand new today and know nothing or nobody.
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
So let me tell you. So I always say you're one person away, just one person away from being successful. I was selling used cars at a dealership called Motor Car Concepts. I wanted my own dealership. I used to study the wholesalers. I had all these big wholesalers coming in, these bankers, and I pinched their ear. Every time they go outside to smoke a cigarette, I'm in their chest. Then one of them said, hey, you want to go to the auction? I'll put you on my dealer's license. Bet. I said, how much money do I need? This was back in the day, man. Mm-hmm. He goes, go in there with $3,000, buy you an $800 car. You'll be fine. I went in there and I started with the basics. I bought me a pickup truck and the shift column was loose.
Yeah.
He fixed it for me. I sold it for $5,000. I paid $1,000. Huh? Don't tell me shit. So he said, hey, listen, that's rare. It doesn't happen all the time. I'm like, yo, get the fuck out of here. I've been selling cars my whole life. You don't know shit. Right? So I took that $5,000 and I invested it in 2 more cars. But I bought them simulcast. I didn't know shit. I thought all cars at the auction were good. Little problems, I get it done. I bought 2 cars in Lakeland, a Chevy Impala and a cargo van. I drove on the way back. I'm driving the cargo van. The motor explodes. Motor explodes. And I'm like, oh my God. Whatever. I'll flip the Chevy Impala. Boom. I call a tow truck. They pick it up. They give me $400. I pick up the Impala.
But what'd you lose on the van?
$2,500.
Okay.
Right? They both cost me $2,500. I'm all in. I got no money left.
Right.
So
blew
I go
your whole wad.
My whole wad. I thought I knew better than everybody. I went and picked up the Impala. And when I see it, I'm in the middle of Lakeland. It's hit on the side. It's bent in half. And I'm like, oh my God. So I go inside the auction and say, hey, I didn't buy that. It was an accidental bid. The computer glitched. They're like, yo, it don't fucking matter.
Right.
You got to pay for it.
Yeah.
So that's it. I'm completely broke. I got an Impala I can't sell.
And it's red light. Explain that.
So red light means any problem over, green light means any problem over 800, they'll fix it. Red light means as is, where is, it don't matter. So, it could be on fire and it's yours.
So the saying is, hey, if it breaks in 2 pieces, you own both halves.
That's it.
Like it's as is, you own it, and you're responsible. Doesn't matter if you make a mistake or not.
Yep. So I picked the car up. I can't sell it. I junked that one too. Then I went and got a job at 7-Eleven. Right? I need to hustle up $1,000. So I'm working nights at 7-Eleven to try to catch up the $1,000. Right? Boom! I got $1,000 again. The guy tells me, hey, you need to go out there. You need to check the cars. If you don't touch it, scan it, drive it, don't buy it. Brother, you don't know shit. I'm talking to a millionaire. This guy's selling 200 cars a week, but he don't know shit. I'm too big for my britches. Mm-hmm. I go out there and I buy a Volkswagen. But I checked it this time, right? I didn't let the car get hot. In hot, the car doesn't go in reverse. Oh. Bankrupted me. That's it. I'm done. I'm out of the car business.
Twice.
I went back to selling cars, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know shit. And I wish, looking back at the man I am today, I was young and dumb. You're talking 15 years ago. I would have listened to him. He was giving me information that I would pay for today,
Right.
and I didn't take it for free.
I think that's, because I run into this a lot. I was saying the other day, like I was a know-it-all, hard-headed, young kid. At one point, I think everybody is. That's the hack, guys. Today, you younger guys, your hack is don't think you know it all and learn from somebody that's done it. Like it's today's a whole different world. Back
He's
then,
bumped his head for you. You don't have to make the same mistakes.
yeah, it's and here's the thing. So, like me and my dad fought because we started a horse auction and he's doing things one way. I'm thinking we should do them another way, and we're fighting. Okay, his way worked. It was successful, but I have my own ways and my own thinking. That's when I started my car business. Then I'm like, all right, now I can do it the way I want to do it, right? But I did get a mentor right off the bat, and this was the first learning lesson, because you don't know what you don't know.
That's fair.
You don't know what you don't know when you get in, right? Because you don't have the experience yet. So I hooked up with this guy, and he'd probably been at that time in 15 years or whatever, and he was like one of the biggest, best wholesalers there was. And he was just a micromanager, man. At first, I'm sucking up his knowledge. Like I had no clue. Like I'm a very personable guy, right? So like I would go to the new car store. I would meet you. You'd be the used car manager. We chop it up, bucka. You know what I mean? Like I would make friends, and I'd be like, hey, you got some old cheap cars. I just buy the old cheap junk, right? Oh yeah. Because they don't think nothing. Cars back then you could buy for $100. They would trade for the cars, put nothing in them. I'm buying cars for 100, 200, 500, 300, 800, like nice older used cars. And I didn't know anything about anything. I would get the key ring. I would go out there and I'd get in the cars and I'd call my guy. And I would literally go through and describe every car to him, walk every car, start them, test drive them, everything. And then he would tell me what to pay for them, right? So, it wasn't like I never got in the business really blindfolded and just kind of like tried things out. And that's why I always say, if you're going to get in the business when you first start out, you got to wholesale first, because it's very similar.
See, I would disagree.
But, well, hear me out on this. Because just like what happened to you, you get a false expectation, right? You hit a home run on the first car, and then you think, oh, this is the way it's going to be forever.
Yeah.
Wholesale, it's like transaction, win or lose, learn, instant. Transaction, win or lose, learn, instant. You know what I mean? And there's no, like, in retail, a guy told me you never know to who, you never know when, and you never know for how much. And I'm just like, ugh, that's a lot of what ifs and guessing, because I grew up in an auction, horse auction. It's no different. Motorcycles, cars, horses. It's worth what somebody's going to pay for it right then and there.
All right. So this is for the people listening, right? So I've wholesaled, right? I was pretty good at it.
Yeah.
I do retail. I'm pretty good at it. The reason I like retail is because I have an avenue of out, right? You're good. You're great at what you do, right? How long did it take you to come up with your hammer price, your Bicon formula?
So
to really put it down and write it down and be able to explain it, how long did that process take you? From the day you started selling cars up to today, how many years did you go through before you created that?
So I've been doing this 34.
Okay.
I created the training program 2 years ago. Okay. Took me a year to build it out.
When did it hit you?
Here's the thing. Once I finally put it all together, I looked back, and from day one, what we used to do is we would go to the auction. They had a repo lane. It was called the lease lane. Back then, it was truly bank repos and lease cars. All right. And they were pretty much all red light. So we would go out there with a jump box because every battery was dead. They were all red light. We'd go out there with a jump box. We'd jump start every car. and I had Jim with me, and Jim I would pop the hood, he'd jump it, he'd check the oil, he'd check the frame damage. He was a mechanic / body and paint guy, and I'm in the inside checking everything on the inside. I didn't know it back then, what is came to Bicon now, but that was it. Like, that was the foundation, because here's what we did. There was no MMR, there was no simulcast. The only thing you had was the old flip books,
The black book.
black books,
The official
right?
black book.
But even back then, that didn't matter on those cheap cars.
That's fair. There's no value.
That's why I've always said, on the cheap stuff, book values don't matter, MMR doesn't matter, anything doesn't matter. But here's my point. We would walk around the car. Since he was a paint and body guy, any cars with paint and body damage, I'd look at it and I'd be like, oh, that's an easy fix. And he'd be like, no, stay away from it. That's a headache. Because I didn't know. You know what I mean? Then I would look at something and I would think, oh, that's a headache. He's like, no, that's an easy fix. And I'm like, what? So, learning that process. But here's the thing. He would be like, it's going to cost this amount to fix this. Okay. And we were watching cars because we knew what they were bringing when they were nice. So now I have a car that's got damage on it, that's red light, and now I'm looking at the spread. So literally, we would walk the cars, check them, and inspect them. We would figure up the reconditioning costs we were going to spend on it to get it to that nice. We figured up, hey, here's what it's going to bring when we're done. And then we figured up, and I would literally write the number down, and I would be like, this is my hammer price. And that was the number. That was it. No emotions, no negotiations, no nothing.
Now I'm going to break your head with this.
And that's literally how the hammer formula started. It's been modified a little bit, tweaked and perfected into a science and more in depth now. But that was how it started 34 years ago. Over 14,000 cars I've done that way and made millions of dollars.
So check this out, right? When was the last time you were at an auction?
A couple days ago.
Prior to that, when was the last time you were at an auction?
A couple days before that.
So you kind of live at the auction at this point.
Right.
Right? So I get a lot of people, a lot of guys who are coming to our seminar.
Yep.
They've never been to an auction.
Right.
They've never bought a car.
Right.
They've never sold a car.
Yep.
And these are the questions I'm getting. Hey, Rob, I see on Carfax market value, I can sell this car for $13,000. I saw MMR, I can buy this car for $6,000. Right? What are your thoughts? Whoa, that's not how you sell cars. So what I'm saying is, a lot of people are coming in the business, and we live in a technology age.
Yeah.
Right? Back in the day, when I first started selling cars, there was no marketplace. There was no car gurus. There was no marketplace value. I mean, Carfax value. There was none of that. You just kind of knew based on experience. I would watch 5,000 Altimas run through the lane. I got my number now.
Yeah.
I watched who bought them. Now I got my number. But these new guys, and this is why I say retail today, is because they're buying one on emotion. Everybody's too excited. I got to buy something. I have to buy something. You don't have to buy nothing. Relax. Then they're going on Carfax value, KBB, Black Book, JD Power. None of those people sell cars. So in my opinion, I could be wrong here. If you start with retail, because you can do both, you have an avenue of out, because you're going to fuck up 100% on your first buy. Your first 5 buys, I think you're going to fuck up. They're smarter than you, man.
Here's this is the show. This is the show, bro. Because we love each other. We agree on a lot of stuff, but then we're going to disagree on stuff, and I'm going to give my point of view, and Rob's going to give his point of view. Because so yes, you're right, but here's the thing. It's, to your point, you just proved my point is where I'm going with this. You had to have the experience, right?
Correct.
It's no different than if you're going to retail, because now we're back to the false expectations. MMR isn't accurate.
Correct. Hold on.
KBB's not accurate.
Let me clarify.
Carfax isn't accurate. And here's what's going to happen. Let me paint the picture for you. You get some guy. Okay, the worst words, if you ever say this, I'm going to retail out of it, just hit yourself upside the head with a baseball bat.
Retail out of it. How do you get out of a car?
That mentality, will cause you to go broke or just spin your wheels forever. Because here's the thing. With all that, because there's guys that we have in the program.
I like that verbiage, retail out of it. I'm retailing the fuck out of it.
No. Well, there's two ways of saying it. Retailing out of it when you make a mistake.
Correct.
Versus I'm gonna retail the shit out of it. You know what I mean? Means I'm gonna sell, But here's the thing. If you can learn the discipline of wholesale, okay? Yes, you're gonna make probably some mistakes and some learning experiences, but they're not gonna be near as costly. Here's the difference with retail. The feedback you're gonna get is gonna be so all over the board and so skewed. This was the argument we're having yesterday, because you're like, you know exactly what you're selling your cars for. And we're guessing. Yeah. And I'm like, exactly. So imagine this. I get in the business and I'm retail and I buy this car and it sells the first day and I make a great profit. So I go buy the same car the next day and it sits on my lot. You said this even happened to you.
It happens all the time.
Okay. So here's the picture that I'm painting. Number one, you when you learn wholesale, the money's made in the buy. Okay. You know what the market is what they'll pay for it today at the auction. That's what cars are really worth. Like whenever I do an assessment of my inventory, I'll just go down my inventory list and I'll look at each car and I'll write what I think it'll bring at the auction today. Doesn't matter what I have in it. That's what my inventory is worth.
All right, so hold on. Let's catch people up. Let's catch them up. So yesterday, me and Greg, I took his program, and it's changed my life drastically. For the first time, I'm making money, and he came to my office yesterday to do his audit. He's my mentor, he's my coach at this point, and he's auditing me, and it's pissing me off. It's fucking pissing me off because he's like, "Yo, print a P&L." I print a P&L. And my numbers are off. Like, I don't know, dude. I don't answer cost. I don't do any of this. And then he's got this Sharpie method, and he's driving me nuts. I'm like, yo, fuck you. Get the fuck out of my office, right? But the argument was, as a wholesaler, you have an advantage because you know what you're going to sell this vehicle for at the auction. It's like, what would you say, 80% right most of the time? The values that are there.
Here's the thing. What I do, I have a relationship with a dealer. We have set prices. That's the ultimate.
So it's 100% right in your
case. That's the ultimate game right there. If you can get that relationship wholesale, they're like, here's my list of cars, here's exactly my criteria, and here's what I'll pay for them.
So he's got 100% value, right? He knows what he's going to sell that car for right out the gate. As a retail guy, I don't have that value. And it's extremely difficult to create a number because he hates that I'm the cheapest. He fucking despises it. He thinks we should be the best, but I don't have a walk-up lot. So that was our argument yesterday, and that's where we're getting at today. And he's going to continue to explain the wholesale side. And he's got a great point. You just got to listen, Papa.
So, all right. So think about this. Retail, you're getting very, like you just said it. My information's 100%.
Yeah.
So I can base everything I'm doing off of that. Okay, that's the 100% level. The 80% level would be
the MMR sellers.
The auction stuff.
Yeah.
You're selling stuff at the auction and you've done enough of them at the auction. You pretty much know they're going to bring within, a couple
give or take MMR, 110%. 90%.
Yeah.
You're solid.
Based off the condition, you kind of know.
Based on your run numbers, what location you're at.
You have regular buyers.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. There's Drive Time, there's Carvana, there's a lot of these big dealers, buy here, pay here dealers, retail dealers. Their buyers will only let them buy at the auction. Like when I started, everything was hand sell. I'd pick up the phone, hey Rob, I got this 2018 Altima 50,000 miles and it's like brand new. What do you give me for it? And then I'd call the next guy, hey, what do you give me for it? So I'm just getting bids on cars. Now at the auction, you take it there. It's the same thing. You're getting bids on cars from multiple guys, and one of them's going to be the high bidder. The difference is now there's a lot of these dealerships that can only buy through the auction.
A lot.
Any
franchise.
So, and the reason is because a long time ago when we used to buy the trades, and we used to wholesale cars. The managers, there was a lot of shady stuff going on. That's when the auctions came in and said, hey, your guys are doing this, you ought to bring the cars to us. And then the corporate guys are like, hey, for us to protect ourselves, only buy them through the auction. That's a whole nother story
But have
for
you
another
seen
day.
they invested a lot of money in V Auto, and I had the rep at my office. So all these franchise guys have invested thousands of dollars in this.
Yeah,
program.
yeah.
And it's supposed to get you the perfect price on the perfect car, and it just sends you leads every day, all day. It's a fucking nightmare. But it's a wholesaler's dream.
Right.
Because if you can get anything over a 3.5, right, that hits the mileage, it hits all the criteria, you're gonna get over MMR every time. You got all these franchise guys bidding on a piece of shit.
So back to, because I'm standing on, this is the sword that I'm dying on.
Oh my God.
Wholesale first. And here's why. I'm going to keep elaborating. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I know this, and now I'm even seeing this with students that are coming into Bicon University. All right. Here's what's happened. One of our guys in there, he's been in business for 2 years.
Okay.
Doing retail, started retail. He's had those false lifts of, hey, I hit a home run sometimes, I lose sometimes, I break even sometimes. You know what I mean? There's nothing. It's like guessing game nonstop. And this is why I say wholesale first. Because if you build the discipline when you wholesale and learn the wholesale game, you have no outs. Okay, when you have no outs, what does that teach you? It teaches you to do it right. It teaches you discipline. Okay, now once you figure that out, because in retail, you can just do what everybody else does, go to the auction, walk up in the lane, walk around the car, buy the car, take it to your lot, throw it on there retail, and then you never know. It's like throwing things against the wall. Obviously, some stuff's going to stick. Okay, and that's what people constantly do. I guess that's a business model, but it's not mine. Okay. I have over a 90% success rate. I buy all my cars red light. They're all under 10 grand, 5 grand. And I have high 90%. Every car of mine makes profit. Retail, these people are like probably 60%.
Yeah, 70-40 or 70-30. I got my GED, bear with me. 70%.
Yeah.
We win.
So you're making a little more than you're winning, but you're not getting ahead.
So my question, right? I have a corporate background. I did 10 years in Pepsi, and then I ran one of the biggest moving companies in the nation. I've managed 200 people at one point. All these guys that are coming in, and we've had over 100 people want to come to the seminar, but you kind of got to qualify. Like, we're just not letting bums in because it reflects poorly on us if you're not going to do the work. How do you have somebody unlearn all their bad habits? To be fair, right? You see me at the auction every day. First one there. If you're not first, you're last, right? I'm touching 40 cars. I'm driving 40 cars every day, all day, every day. How do you have somebody unlearn their lazy habits? Because wholesale, there's no room for error. At least with retail, I can fuck up and save myself. But with there's no room for error. How do you protect the guy?
Well, and that's why I say it's like kind of like, you ever play golf?
Nah, man, I'm fat dude.
Well, so I played golf, because that was how you made relationships a long time ago.
Yeah.
Was you went out and played golf. Like, I'm not a golfer, but I'm gonna go out there and play golf. And
you want rich friends, get expensive hobbies.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose some money to the managers and make friends, right? So I got a horrible golf swing because I played baseball, and then it's like completely different. To go take a golf lesson from a pro after you've been swinging the wrong way for a while, it is a nightmare, right? To undo bad habits is a nightmare. And here's the thing. Now that's like a sport, but this is like your livelihood and money. So if you're willing to commit, and I've seen the change already, guys that'll come in that have been doing it one way, that know they could be doing it better, and then they take the course, they take the training, and they change those things, and they have the discipline. Like Sammy, we're on the call the other night, and Sammy's like, I haven't lost money on a car since I took your course.
Nice.
And he was the guy that was buying 5 cars.
Shout out to Sammy.
Sammy, my man. and he's only 25 years old. This guy's gonna be a multimillionaire like way before me at his age. You know what I mean? So he was like, you can't slap the smile off his face because to have and it's really not much more work, but it's really the system and the discipline to do it. Now,
Discipline is a lot of
if
work,
you
though.
have the attitude of you think you know it all, like, hey, you're just going to keep getting the same result that you've been getting. So it's not that you can't undo the bad habits. It's really more from a personal level of if you're willing to commit and actually do follow the system. And that takes a person that's not a know-it-all, that's not stuck in their ways. Like that's why, guys at the higher level, I'll interview them because if they don't have the right attitude, I already know it's not going to work
That's gonna make
because
you
you're
look
not
bad.
going to follow the system.
Yeah.
But
Now, you know what I run into a lot. So I started my TikTok on game is free. I'm gonna teach you, right? And at first it worked out. I didn't have a big following. It was easy. And then I went viral, and now I got a lot of people that want to come with me hands on hands. And I've created 10 successful dealerships as we sit today, 10, right? For free. Then I had over 50 people I take to the auction that just didn't want to work. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to start charging for this because I'm giving it away for free. Now I have guys, hey, I'm gonna open a dealership. I've never been in the business, but I see the lifestyle you live. And I want to live your lifestyle. Oh, Papa, there's
yeah,
14 years of commitment here,
yeah,
right? This is shaking hands. This is busting my ass. This is meeting the right people. You see, when we sit in the VIP lounge at a Koi, just listen. Listen to the guys making all the money. But they tell me, I can't afford your time. Let me flip 5 or 6 cars, make a little money, and then I can pay for your time. And to me, it's like, yo, I wish I could pay somebody to start over so I can be farther than I am today. I wish, honestly, I would have met you 3 years ago when we started because I didn't start becoming super profitable. We always maintained
yeah,
until I took the course. And it's embarrassing. I don't want to admit it. Like we were at the 70% where I'd make, then I'd lose, make, lose. And then just hovering around where we're living good and comfortable. But now we're at a level where, hey, I need a bigger location. I need to take my 25 cars to 100 cars. I have the customers, I have the experience, and yo, we're popping on every unit at this point. Now we've had our mistakes, Steven bought the bullshit. We're gonna wash those. I made a mistake yesterday. I don't know if you see my video. I bought a Murano vest hit on the side. I couldn't see it in the dark. I fucked up. I fucked up.
That's how I give you shit about getting there. I love being the first one at the auction, but hey, you got to be able to look at them in the light. Two things: if there's ice or snow or rain on them, no go, and don't look at them in the dark. As soon as it starts getting dark, I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah, I can't look at them in the afternoon, so I go first thing in the morning. But my question to you is, what would you say to somebody they want to get in the game, but they're scared to invest in the teachings?
Yeah, I was thinking about that as you were saying it because, man, it's so tough that it's easy for me now
Mm-hmm.
because I've bumped my head so many times. It's easy for you now because you've bumped your head so many times. So that makes it like a no-brainer. Because like in the last 5 years in business and personal development and personal growth and courses and mentors and trainings, dude, I've spent probably $300,000. Okay. But I've been running a business since I was 12. So for 40 years, I've been in business. It took me a long time to realize.
You're 52.
Yeah.
You look great. You drink water, you'll look like him.
And this is what I say with the social media, with the information, with the access today that everybody has that we didn't have, it really should make it a no-brainer. Like when I was coming up, you talking about gatekeeping, like, dude, everybody was backstabbing and lying and cheating and everything. And so, first of all, nobody was helping anybody. And then, like, you wanted to see everybody do bad. So, if you learned an angle or a secret, like you were guarding that with your life. Okay. So with that being said, if anybody would have came to me then and said, Greg, you're killing it. You're a hard worker. You got so much potential. What you're doing, I've been doing for 30 years. and here's what I've done, and here's my experience and whatever. I can take you under my wing. I can teach you. I can show you the system that I perfected. So for the next 20 or 30 years, you don't have to go through what I went through. Now, me 20 or 30 years ago, based off of all that, I'd be like, no way, this is a scam. Okay. But nowadays, because here's the thing, you have no proof. Like, just like you said, when we give away free game on the internet, tell me how many guys, you show me the messages, and that's just not even scratching the surface. And I'm even getting them too. Hey, your free game, dude, changed my life. I opened my own dealership. I started this. I did this. There wasn't that 20 or 30 years ago.
That's fair.
So it's really mind-boggling to me now with the social proof, with the internet. Like, literally, we're sitting in my shop. I'm not sitting on a yacht somewhere and like have some fake stuff in the background and trying to sell you some voodoo whatever. Like, you guys see every day. We're at the auction. Sun comes up, sun goes down. We're in the shop. I'm sweating. I'm dirty. I'm greasy. We're posting our deals online. We're showing you every day online. We're telling you do this, don't do that. Like,
there's no get rich quick. It's
that's not made up.
You know.
So my point is, a long time ago, there was absolutely none of that. So for somebody to say, hey, I can help you, or I've got a coaching program or a training program, it didn't even register. But now, like, it's I'm sure the older guys always used to say, oh, you younger guys got it made, which is how I feel nowadays. Because I'm like, dude, if I was in my teens or 20s right now, and I had access to somebody like me that was literally going to give me the blueprint, give me the answers to the test, dude, I would be a billionaire right now if I came to me when I was 18 and showed them what I know now. I would be a billionaire today.
It's worth its weight in gold. Down. You know, the best investment I ever made, I opened my first dealership, me and my brother together. And this was when Nissan had the 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on the transmission.
Oh, yeah.
So we opened the dealership with $3,000. We had $10,000 from income tax, right? I'm at the auction, and I buy an Altima. And the new car guy comes to me and says, hey, listen, if you give me $5,000 today and $200 a car, every car you run through my shop with under 100,000 miles, I'll put a new transmission. I was like, I don't fucking believe you, dude. I don't fucking believe you, right? So then I'm like, fuck, I'm not going to do it. My brother ends up giving him the $5,000.
What?
Right? So he gives us the criteria. So I'm like, oh, shit. What if he doesn't? That's it. We're done. We got $2,000 left. Went and bought an Altima, ran it through the shop, gave me a new transmission. Bro, I made so much money.
Yeah.
I became this cocky piece of shit. I used to go to the auction with all this jewelry on, right? And oh my, it's like a band. That's why my dealership shut out. I banned for life. So I'm in the auction, and this is when you had the auction access card, not the app.
Yeah.
The guy come. My brother had a big red afro, right? Big red afro. I got a mouthful of gold teeth, big chains, watches, rings. I was selling dope at the time. You couldn't tell me shit. Guys, like, let me see your auction access. I'm gonna show you shit, homeboy. You know what the fuck I am? I'm spending over $100,000 a month in here, right? Not knowing they wrote my name down in a book, right? So then I had my second incident. I go in there with my kid. My kid is like, I don't know, 3.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, hey, you can't have a kid here. You know who the fuck I am, homeboy? He goes, man, you're lucky I'm working. That's our security guard, right? So I said, hey, what time do you get off? I'll come back and we'll talk about it. Then he throws himself on the floor. Ah! He tried to kill me. He swung on me. And I'm like, oh, you a bitch ass. Yo, now I'll fuck you up. So the cops came, escorted me out, and they banned me for life.
Oh, my God.
And I lost it because I got cocky. But that $5,000 investment changed my life.
Yeah.
We were about a house and everything, man. It was fucking gold.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have paid for it prior to that because I thought I knew everything.
Yeah.
But then I paid for it, and then I knew everything again. And here I am today, broke as a goose, trying to figure it out.
Yeah. And these are the conversations that I'm having on a daily basis, especially with the younger guys. It's the guys that are in the business that are not know-it-alls, easy. Because they're like, oh yeah, like, and those guys change the fastest. But it's the younger, hey, I want to get into it, thinking I know everything, or I'm going to learn, or it's that, yeah, it's the block of,
it's ignorance. It's the bliss of thinking you're going to win.
Yeah.
Like, you're not scared to lose anything.
Yeah.
You're not willing to invest a few $1,000s to learn something that's going to cost you or save you a few $100,000.
And here's the thing, and this is what I'm realizing. Because it doesn't register, because it hasn't happened yet, right? If I'm like, hey, don't touch that stove, don't touch that hot stove, it's going to burn your hand. You're like, yeah, whatever. Until you touch the stove and get your hand burnt, if I say, hey, don't touch that stove, it's going to burn your hand, it's going to be a totally different thought that goes in your mind, because you've been burnt versus you haven't had that experience. Now it's just a matter of, can you come to the place in your mind of like, okay, I don't want to have that experience. I know it probably isn't good, and I probably don't want to experience, but you got to like invest this to not, have that experience or lose that. And I don't know. I think it's a mentality thing.
A couple months before I met you, people don't know this. Me and Steven made a couple bad decisions, and we lost almost 100 grand in 1 month. Right? For most people, that's it. It's over. It's over. You're bankrupt. You're calling it quit. We got lucky because I have the foundation. I always get back to the basics, but sometimes you get bigger than the basics and you forget the basics. And we made a couple bad buys. I thought I got a deal where I could wholesale it and then retail my way out of it, and it didn't work out. I lost $15,000 on one vehicle. People don't see this happens every day to a lot of people.
Right.
I bought a Ford Edge with a bad transmission. I couldn't find it anywhere. You saved me with that one too. But what if I didn't have the $5,000 to get it fixed, the time to wait? How many people can float $15,000, right, for 3 months? And I look back at all my mistakes and I'm like, man, if only I would have known better. And I think, hey, I'm 36 years old. What would I have told myself 14 years ago? Hey, brother, get your mind out of the gutter. Stick to the basics. Wash, rinse, and repeat. And be disciplined. Stop with the ego bidding. Stop thinking because you got a little money in your pocket, you're better than the guy next to you. And man, just the ego bidding alone.
Yeah.
I got out of that and it saved me thousands of dollars.
Well, and that goes back to, you're making my point again. Start with wholesale first, because there is no ego bidding. There is no guesswork. It's pure numbers and discipline. No emotion, no ego. It's the numbers are the numbers. So once you have that foundation, then, and this was my point all along leading up to this. If you can wholesale first and you have that discipline and that foundation, then you go into retail, you are going to be completely deadly at retail. Because look at Sammy, for example. He's like, I was like, Sammy, tell me about, a deal or two or whatever since you took the course. The one day he bought the car, he used to put used tires on them, put brand new tires on them, and sold the car right when the tires got mounted and balanced. Made $3,300, cash deal, done. Wasn't even online. 24 hours.
Okay? Hold on.
Now,
no, I gotta stop you. Give me a second here. Yo, Scarface, king of the car business, right? The king of cars said you don't know what the fuck you're talking about when it comes to these new tires. Right? My man Ricky D said them new tires, they're a gimmick. You really believe new tires sell a car?
Well, I mean, I guess if you're selling salvage cars or junkyard cars, I mean, don't they take the wheels and tires off them before they crush them?
Right? You can't drive out with dry rot. Don't they stick holes in them?
Yeah.
Something like that.
So I guess for him, if they have air in them, then that's a plus, right?
That's it, right? No, but you see my model tires less than 100 miles. Contrary to what you hear out in the world, I don't like used tires. I hate fucking tire shops, first of all. I hate used tires because you're going to spend $50 to $60 on a piece of shit tire when you can go buy it brand new. And when a customer sees the thick tires, the little needles, I sold a Camry the other day. This is a fact. And the lady's like, oh my God, they took great care of the car. I said, how can you tell? Like, you haven't even driven it. She goes, look at the tires. They're all matching. And they weren't even a good brand. I bought them at Walmart. I paid $43 a tire, $18 each to install. And she was like, oh my God, I'm buying it. I don't even need to test drive it. Sold. Just like that. Made all the money.
When I used to buy off-lease Toyota Camrys, 30, 40,000 mile, 50,000 mile Toyota Camrys, I took those cars If they needed tires, I put new tires on them. And then the other trick that I did was a buddy of mine worked at Toyota. So I would get the factory OEM floor mats.
Ooh.
Because back in Kansas, you know, we got snow, we got mud, we got everything else. And if the floor mats were, I would put the brand new floor mats, the smell of them, like put that in the car with the new tires. And like these people literally thought they were buying a brand new car again. That's why you see me put the brand new floor mats in even these cheap cars. They're not the factory OEMs, but they're still brand new floor mats.
You know, me and Steven argue about that because I love new floor mats. I think it's a game changer. I buy them at Burlington or whatever. I know you don't like that. I do that. They're like $12 a pop.
Yeah.
The all-weather mats, they look amazing. And then that smell, you can't buy the smell.
Exactly.
It just, ooh.
It's like a new car smell.
When
it gives them the same as the tires. Yeah. Oh, this is like a brand new. Because when you go buy a brand new car, does it ever have used tires on it? Never. Brand new cars have brand new tires on them. Brand new cars have brand new floor mats in them.
You know what a lot of people fail to realize too? I hear it all the time. It's a $6,000 car. Yeah, to you. But to the person who killed himself for $6,000,
it's everything.
Everything in the world. They're going to show it out to their friends. They're going to take pictures next to it. They're going to go to work. Look at the new car I just bought. And if it's fucked up, I got it from Greg. Yeah. And if it's good, I got it from Greg. Yeah. Either way, they're going to tell everybody who they bought it from. And I always tell people, this isn't a sprint. It's a marathon.
Yeah.
How long are you going to be in the game? I'm trying to leave it to my kids, make a couple $1 million, and sail off on the ship. But man, those two things right there, the ultimate hacks: new tires and floor mats and a little incense.
And then the detail. You know what I mean? Pay the extra money, have it detailed right. Me and you are still
we're 50-50 on
this. Hey, when you guys come to the seminar, and by the way, we've got a few tickets left for the seminar. If you're interested in the seminar, you're going to come right here to my shop, out in the shop. I'll actually show you one of these details that I'm talking about. We can take one of Rob's bucket details.
We can go look at my details. I pay a guy weekly to do all my cars. He pays a guy per unit.
Yeah, I probably pay more in one day for details than he pays all week. But when you see my cars, you're going to see, oh my God, I've never seen a car that clean. Like, that's the reputation I got. Brand new floor mats, brand new tires, and the detail is just 100%. Like, they'll detail the car, and then I'll walk around it and kind of like a punch list and have them clean it again, and then I'll walk around it again.
And this is to my point, right? To be fair, Greg, you're the ultimate cheat code, right? You're up, down, left triangle, star, and boom, it works. He has a number already. I'm in the world of, I hope I get this, so I can't invest this just in case I have to lower it to this. And it, you know.
But here's the thing. This is back to my point again. Okay, you guys see me, and I the way I posted it wasn't. It was a little bit misconstrued. Okay, because here's the thing. I do have some dealers that I do business with, and this is my prime example, because you got retail, and you never know to who to win to how much.
Correct.
Even though I have these cars pre-sold, you know how many times in the last 5 years, hey, we're not buying cars anymore. Hey, we're not buying compacts anymore. Hey, we're not doing this anymore. Hey, we're on hold for 2 weeks. Like at the snap of a finger, okay? So this is no different than you buy a car for retail and it sits for 30 or 60 days and nobody buys it. So I had those cars sold to a guy. They call me up, hey, we're putting buying on pause. It wasn't tricolor, but it was similar.
It was the other color.
It was similar, and it's in the same state.
How do you pivot?
So here's the thing.
You've invested $1 million in details.
Here's the thing. This is what I'm telling you, and this proves my point. When you buy wholesale and you know how to recondition and you get them ready right, there's always going to be a demand for a nice car. Okay?
I agree with that one, yeah.
So here's the thing, 2 things. I bought them right because I buy them wholesale and I get them ready right. He doesn't take them. Now I take them to the auction. Okay? If I didn't buy them right, I'm in trouble. If I didn't get them ready right, I'm in trouble. Because now I take them to the auction, they're not going to bring nothing. Same way as retail. You buy a car, You don't check it over, great. You overpaid for it. You really didn't recondition it. It's kind of sitting there, and now it doesn't sell. And now you got to take it to the auction, and now you got to dump it. You're going to lose twice as much.
That's fair.
Here's what happened in my scenario. With all that being said, 8 cars I take to the auction. After all the fees, after everything, I came out plus $850. That's no different than if you had the discipline as a retailer, buying wholesale, getting them ready right. First of all, they're going to sell, no excuses to anybody, anytime. You're taking away the objections from your retail buyer, number one. But number two is, if you have to get rid of the car, now you're not losing $4,000 or $5,000. You can literally break even on the car. So that's like, here's the thing. If you lose $2,000 on a car, this is the math that you guys don't understand that I just explained to my group the other night. My program, first and foremost, is we eliminate mistakes. Just like you said, when you get in the business, you can't afford too many mistakes, and then you're done.
Yeah.
So how everything is set up is we eliminate mistakes first. All right. Because if you buy a car that loses $2,000, so I average $2,000 on $2,500 cars profit. Okay. Let's say I lose $2,000 on a car. I'm down $2,000. Now I sell one, I make $2,000. Where am I at?
You're even.
I'm even. Now I got to sell another one and I make $2,000. Where am I at?
$2,000.
Up 2. How many transactions was that?
3.
3. What's 3 times 2?
Well, you put me out there like that. You know I got my GED. 3 times 6.
You can do it on your hands.
6. It's 6, right?
It's 6.
Oh.
So think about that. One car that you lose $2,000 on, it really don't cost you $2,000. It costs you 4. Because if you wouldn't have lost that $2,000, you'd have made $2,000, made $2,000, made $2,000. You're up $6,000 versus you had to do the same thing to get back up to that $2,000. 6 minus 2 is 4. This is what you guys don't understand. This is the mentality that you don't think.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. You lost me a long time ago. I got my GED. My numbers in my head don't work that fast, but it really sounded good. Fucking sounded good. I wanted to write it down so I could think about it later, but you know, we're here.
Yeah, I can draw it on the whiteboard for you. Actually, I'll do that.
But you know, he really only wholesales. I think it's
so.
crazy.
Here's my point. So think about this. If I make $2,000 wholesale, okay. If you were a retailer and you're buying that same, so let's say you're going to make $2,000 or $3,000 retail, and this is Sammy. That's where I was going with Sammy. So Sammy, I'm like, tell me about another deal. He's like, yeah, you know, I bought this car. We turned it in a week, and I said, what'd it make? He said $4,100. Nonchalantly, $4,100. You know why? Because his expectation now is $5,000 a car.
Whew.
He was like $2,000 or $3,000 was his target before. Now with the Bicon formula, it's $5,000 because now he's buying like a wholesaler and he's selling retail.
Back to my point, retail's the way to go, Papa.
But you got to learn wholesale first.
That's fair. That's fair. You got to learn how to sell.
Or
retail.
if you're in the retail already, then you got to learn how to buy and recondition like a wholesaler because it's going to save you 2 ways. You're going to make twice as much, and it's going to eliminate the mistakes. Like literally, imagine you do what, 20, 30 cars a month. So think about this. Think about adding $2,000 more to 30 cars a month.
I'll retire, man.
That's $60,000 a month.
Yeah, you're right.
Here's the problem, guys. The initial thought for everybody is, how do I make more money? Do more volume.
Yeah.
That's not the answer. And here's 2 reasons why. Number 1, when you do more volume, there's more moving parts.
There's opportunity for mistakes.
More overhead, bigger lot, bigger location, more employees, more of everything. Okay. So think about this. If you could literally double your profit without having to sell an extra car, what's that worth?
It's worth the seminar. So, guys, look, October 8th through the 10th, me and Greg are going to be in the building. We're hosting a seminar here in Orlando, Florida. We're going to be live at the auction. You're going to get firsthand BuyCon. I'm going to teach you retail all the way, from the rooter to the tutor, from financing to the little bit I know about buy here, pay here, selling warranties, making money on warranties, how to go viral on social media. We're gonna end it with a live auction. We're gonna have pick the cars as a unit. We're gonna buy them as a unit. It's gonna be a movie. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If you're just getting in the business, I mean, I cannot say this enough. Do not just jump in. Do not just think you're going to figure it out on your own. I mean, my purpose and my mission, and like I said, when I was younger, nobody helped me. There was no course, there was no coaching, there was no mentors. So literally, I am that person that I always wished that I had. And that's really what it is for you guys, especially all you younger guys that are wanting to get in the business. Like,
and gals.
It's crazy. I got 3 women in the community now.
Nice.
Which is awesome. And that's what's going to be funny too. You know it all guys, or you guys that don't want to invest yourself, think you're going to figure out your own. Watch these women start kicking your ass and start dominating.
They're willing to invest in their future.
They got the advantage too, because everybody thinks, there's no way they know what they're doing, or what, you know what I mean? But anyways, yeah, I mean, I can't stress it enough. You know, you've seen Rob, you've seen everything you post. You see me, you've seen everything we post. Like, we are transparent as it gets. Like, we know what we're doing. We've been in the battles, we've been in the wars, and we're still here standing, we're still here fighting. And so we're fighting for you every day. Come join us. Like I said, we can do so much more together than we can do alone.
I got your back, Papa.
Yeah.
So. We're here for you. All right, till next week. Next week, Thursday. Tune in.